And we are.
We are rolling. We are live, and we
And
thrive.
there you go. What is this? What number episode is this one, Deval? Just remind me again.
219. 219.
219. Usually you do a little bit of a rhyme.
219, and we're feeling mean.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's it. That set us off. So listen, we're back again, listener. Thanks for downloading this episode. We're getting ever closer to obviously the end of 2022. And yeah, so how many more episodes do you reckon we got left for this year, Deval?
Probably another 3 more, maybe.
3 more episodes left, right?
I think so, yeah. Maybe 3 more, yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to fit in. Obviously, we know that Avatar, that's going to be the next big movie that we're going to be speaking about.
Yep.
So stick around for that one, folks. That's going to be coming up on next week's episode. But on this week's episode, we got a great show for you. We are reviewing a new Disney Plus movie. And we are giving you a hidden gem, which we haven't given. When was the last time we gave a hidden gem to the good folks?
For at least a couple of weeks, I reckon. I think it was Pearl was a hidden gem, I think.
That was it. Yeah, absolutely right. So stick around for that one. And you know how the show rolls. Film reviews, film news, trailers, streaming, the whole shebang. We got it here. Stick with us. Catch us on Instagram. That's where we do most of our social media stuff, and obviously you can watch this this episode as well if you're keen on that. So before we do anything else, Deval, let's do the shout outs. Who we got, man?
Yep. So we've got one shout out this week. One very big shout out. It goes out to Zakroff. Zakroff, as everyone knows, we always give him a shout out nearly every single week because he's a massive supporter of ours. We're going to get him on the show. We tried a little while ago. We're unable to get him on the show because obviously people are very busy and stuff like that.
Yep.
But he was talking about American Horror Story actually, and I thought I got back to him on Instagram, but I'm just saying he loves the horror. He loves the horror, and he says that American Horror Story is decent. It's good. It's worth a watch. Some seasons are better than others, but I've never seen it. I love my horrors too, so. If you've seen it, let us know which seasons are best to watch. Let us know what you think. And he was also talking about the Triangle of Sadness, which we spoke about a little while ago. Big film. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. There's a lot to talk about with Triangle of Sadness. I think when I spoke about it, I didn't want to speak about it too much. I didn't want to spoil it, but it's a deep film. Trust me. Go watch it.
And we know that Emmanuel, he's seen it.
Yes.
So that's another one. And Zakroff, obviously, if you're listening to, of course, you're listening to this episode, stick around because Deval's going to be talking about another horror movie. So stick around for that one. And so keep listening. Thanks for that. And obviously come on the show. So remember, if you want to be a shout out on the show, get in touch with us on Instagram. Let us know what you're watching. Let us know what you're not watching, what you're liking, what you're not liking, and we will shout you out. All right, let's do the film news, Deval. So listen, yeah, man, this is kind of like, well, go on, you take it away. Get us going with Judge,
Jury, and Executioner. So I think actually it's 10 years ago, 2012, when the last Judge Dredd film came out, and that was just called Dredd. Yeah. Before that, there was a 90s version of Judge Dredd, starring Sylvester Stallone.
Yep.
That was an interesting film. It was good at the time. I think so. Was it the one? No, I always get it mixed up with Demolition Man. Judge Dredd.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, it came out around about the same time, didn't
Similar
it?
Time, yeah. Demolition Man, Wesley Snipes with the white hair.
Yeah, with the white hair.
But yeah, Judge Dredd, the recent version, Carl Urban starred in that version in 2012, along with Lena Headey, who we know as Queen Cersei, Cersei Lannister, first of her name.
Yeah.
She was in that as well. But there's going to be a Dredd 2. We understand that's being developed at the moment, early stages. But from what we understand is that Carl Urban is going to return.
Hope so. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, and you know what? Judge Dredd is a comic book. It's from a comic book. So it's very. The recent ones were very comic accurate because in Judge Dredd he doesn't take his helmet off, similar to Mandalorians in that way. So in the last Dredd movie we had, he didn't take his helmet off, and for an actor that is a big thing because actors
Yeah,
love to show their face.
absolutely.
So
And the thing is, when the Sylvester Stallone, I remember the hype around that Sylvester Stallone one. The reason why people didn't like it was because the fact that you see Sylvester Stallone's face all the time in it, and they were like,
yeah,
"Hang on a second, but it's not accurate to the comic book,"
yeah,
and
yeah,
you know, and they wanted that version to be violent. And in this one, in the Carl Urban one, it was
yeah,
grittier, basically.
yeah. Yeah, it's very gritty. I think it was an 18.
Mm.
I think that one was filmed in like a. It reminded me
Oh, the raid.
of the raid exactly. It's all filmed in one sort of tower block where the police have to go in with Judge Dredd, and they've got to try and shut it down. There's all these criminals there, very
Yeah.
confined area, so there's nowhere to run, and you're all shooting each other, killing each other. It's a good
Mm.
action film, worth a watch. Go give it a watch and let us know what you
Yeah.
think. But yeah,
Yeah.
part two is going to be coming out at some point soon, hopefully.
Brilliant. Okay, we'll keep an eye on for that one for you. Now, in the meantime, let's move over to DC. Now, there's been a bit of a shakeup. So recently, James Gunn, and I always forget the other person's name, but basically
Peter
James
Safran, I
Gunn,
think his name is.
that's
Is it
it,
Peter
Peter
Safran?
Safran.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So basically, these two, they've kind of joined, they've hopped on to DC. James Gunn has left Disney, um, and they've given him basically a job to do, and that job is to whip up the DC universe into shape.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we've had kind of the Snyderverse, and we've had the kind of like the Batman versus Superman, we've had the Man of Steel and all that sort of stuff. We've had Aquaman, we've had Wonder Woman. So, Deval, what's happening with the DC universe, and specifically with the Wonder Woman thing?
Well. Wonder Woman 1 came out in 2017. Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, among others, starred in it. I was hot and cold. I think the script was a bit funny for me. Some of the action sequences were good. Wonder Woman as herself, she was good. Liked her. So it was okay. It was good. Wonder Woman 2 came out. I think it was 20. Was it 20? Was it 2020? When did it come out? Anyway, it came out a
Yeah.
couple of years ago.
Hmm.
I think this was during the pandemic, actually, so maybe that also affected the figures, but people didn't like it.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 2, 1984, I think it was shit. Let me be honest,
Mm.
yeah? I
Yeah.
know this could
Yeah. I
be used
just didn't.
against me in the
Yeah.
future, and, Gal Gadot comes to approach me and she wants me. She's going to say, "You said it was shit." I'll be like,
You
"Gal
said it
Gadot,
was
do you know
shit.
what? I've got to be honest. I've got to stick to my guns. The
Listen, we've
film
got
was
to give
shit."
our opinion.
Yeah, how can wind stop Wonder Woman? Remember that scene where she's
Oh,
trying to walk
God.
against the wind? It was a shit film.
Yeah.
Patty Jenkins directed the first and second, and she was meant to direct the third one. But as we've just seen, James Gunn, Peter Safran, who are now sort of heading the direction of DC, are now scrapping plans to make a third film and saying that the third script that Patty Jenkins put together no longer aligns with their plans. In other words,
Damn.
your film's going to be shit, and we don't want that. So either they rewrite the script or they get someone else on board to do it. I think we're going to find
Yeah.
out real soon what they plan. But DC can't be releasing bombs like that. It's not going to
Mm.
work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Patty Jenkins has
That's
got to move
mad.
on.
Exactly. And this is great because it kind of fits in with the piece of news that I want to speak about. So, you're speaking about obviously the films have to do well. Now, check this out. So, we reviewed Black Adam, about 3 or 4 episodes ago. Huge DC movie. The Rock. He's been kind of speaking about this movie, and the big thing for him was, do you remember when he put up a post on Instagram? He was saying something like the what was it? It was like something has changed in the DC. The balance of
Hierarchy of power or something like that.
has
Yeah.
changed in the DC universe or something like that, right? So clearly, as an actor, you want your film to do really well, and he's a producer as well, and obviously he needs to kind of rake in the money. But here's the thing, Deval. Apparently, the movie Black Adam it's basically there's kind of like a bit of a thing about whether or not it's going to be making a profit, all right? So there was a big thing, like they were saying that it needed to make like about, I don't know, $500 to $700 million, worldwide for it to turn a profit. And so Variety, they reported that that it's looking to fail, right, at making this kind of profit. But then what happened was, The Rock, he went on Instagram and he put a post up saying, "We are looking to make a profit of $50 to $70 million."
He's trying to spin. He's trying to
He's
spin the
trying to,
bad news,
yeah.
or maybe
But
not
would you?
we. He
Yes, he
is looking to make
he
a profit.
profit, right? But what I'm trying to say is like when you think about it, oh, you're looking to make a profit of like 50 to 70 million. I don't know. It just kind of feels like as if it's like shit, is this movie
Yeah.
doing good or whatever? So in terms of that and kind of like what James Gunn, like, are we gonna see kind of like more Black Adam? Because the way the movie ended,
Yeah,
they ended on a bombshell. Like, how
Black
can you
Adam
not
and
have?
Superman. I mean, they should continue from
Yeah.
by all accounts. But you're right. I mean, this movie should have made £1 billion. That's what it should have done.
Mm,
$1 billion, but however you want to count it, to be financially viable. I think you're right. About 600 million is what they needed to make, because marketing on movies costs millions. You know that people don't realize marketing, all the
mad.
YouTube ads, TV ads, this ad, that all costs. So sometimes marketing can cost almost as much as the film.
Yeah.
So I think the whole budget for the film was like 300, was it 500 million or something? Something
Something like
along
that.
those. I think it was 350 million along those lines or something. And they've made just about that, I think, altogether.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, it's just not good. It's not good enough.
Yeah.
It's not good enough.
Yeah, exactly. It's not good enough for what they were kind of expecting.
Yeah.
So I wonder if like James Gunn is looking at this and thinking, how can we, I don't know. I always kind of find James Gunn as the type of person who's like he picks those characters who aren't like,
That
the
big.
main ones.
Yeah, exactly.
So he picked a peacemaker,
Mm, yeah.
you know,
He
for
turns
the
the
for the
obscure into the the big character, and you got more space to play. You got less what's the word I'm looking for? There's less
expectation or
expectation. That's the word. Less expectation on that character, because people don't really know them. So whatever you present is going to be good enough, and if you present it
mm,
well, it will land. But The Rock is a big guy, big
yeah.
character. People expect. He was saying the hierarchy of power is going to change. He promised a lot. I mean, I went to see
Mm,
it once, and I usually go to see these sorts of films 2 or 3 times. I
yeah.
saw it once, so that tells a story of how many people went for repeat viewings, which is what you
Yeah.
need to break that billion.
Yeah. And
You
the
know.
way the way they try to get the Doctor Fate and like the whole Doctor
Mm.
Strange kind of that all kind of annoyed me. But listen, look, we'll obviously keep you posted on that. And I'm pretty sure they probably will bring in a another Black Adam movie in there. But it'd be interesting to see how it all fits in, how it plays out. We've still got Aquaman 2. That mate, they still got to release that. They
Yeah.
still got to release the Flash movie. So those two are the kind of the big ones. They scrapped the
Shazam
Batwoman.
2 coming
Oh,
out.
Shazam.
That's going to be
Totally
shit,
forgot
though. I
about
can
that.
tell you that already. That's going to be shit.
Totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, we'll see how it all kind of plays out. All right, let's do streaming. So this one, I definitely know about this. I haven't seen it, but a lot of people have been speaking about this. So Guillermo del Toro's
Mm.
Cabinet of Curiosity is now devout. This has been out a while, but I mean, what are you making of this?
Yeah, it's been out a little while. I think we got released at Halloween and
Mm,
so end of October, and I didn't really watch it straight away. But I've given it a chance now. I've watched, I think, about 4 episodes. They're like an hour long on
so it's quite
Netflix.
chunky.
Yeah, so it's got the same sort of feeling as Guillermo del Toro's films, a bit like Pan's Labyrinth, Lady in the Water. It's a bit fantastical, and the stories are horror, but they're not sick horror or disturbing horror. They're kind of just classical horror, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, creepy.
So yeah, exactly. So I've seen a story about a lady who wanted to use a skin cream that messed up her body and just all turned crazy, and
Mm.
just there's another story about rats that were sort of eating people, bit crazy as well. Another one about these paintings that like just did horrific things just
Is
from
it?
painting. It's mad, but it's okay. If you like horror,
Yeah.
it's decent, and I like horror, so for me it's good. But
Mm.
yeah, catch this on Netflix. It's on there right
Yeah.
now.
And then he's also come out with this other thing. I
Mm.
mean, we're not really going to speak about this, but he's also come up with Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, yes, 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 yeah, yeah.
So the guy is busy making stuff, and I'm pretty sure he did something even just recently before this Curiosity thing as well. There was another Guillermo del Toro thing that you spoke about, I remember. All right, so that's out on Netflix. Go check it out. And listen, this has been pretty. I mean, this is pretty big, right? Because here, where I am, they are speaking about this all the time. And in England, I'm pretty sure they're speaking about it all the time, and obviously in America as well. But this is the eagerly awaited, the controversial documentary that Prince Harry of the royal family, and Meghan Markle, they did a deal with Netflix. And mate, I don't know, what is the hype surrounding this thing, and is it as bad as what people are saying? Like, in terms of, are they saying bad stuff about the royal family?
The hype is crazy here. Every channel speaking about it. This came out on Thursday, I want to say the 8th of December, and 3 episodes were released then, and another 3 episodes are going to be released on the 15th of December. I've seen the first 3 episodes. They're entertaining. They are entertaining. They talk about, so far they've spoken about the journey of them two, of meeting each other, and just a bit of their history, just like Meghan's history with acting and stuff like that, and Harry's history with the royal family, like being in the army, his mum, and that she talks about her family as well, and some of the relationship issues and stuff like that. So far they've spoken a lot about the history of things before things got really before things really blew up. I think the next 3 episodes will deal with the big fallout of things. They sort of touched on it, but not so much. So far, that's where we're going. So they haven't spoken about the racism allegations yet so much.
But it'll
Not
probably
so
come
much.
up.
Probably come up, yeah. So far, I'm finding it entertaining. But for me, bottom line is, and this is gonna sound harsh. I'm just gonna say, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about. I mean, I'm sure they're nice people, and I don't hate on them, but
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about 2 mega rich people complaining about their life
Yeah.
and saying that
No.
they don't get this, they don't get that. I mean, they got what, 80 million, 100 million for this
Man.
to talk about their issues. No, I just
Huge.
don't.
Big
For
deal.
me, it doesn't land for me to care about it so much because, I
Yes.
mean, we all go through shit. We all go
Yeah.
through discrimination, racism, all
Big
kinds of
time. Yeah.
hate stuff. I'm not saying it's right. It's definitely wrong. Let me get that straight.
Yeah.
But they're still rich and they still can.
They can
I
still
don't
have,
know.
like, I don't know, 4 or 5 acres
Yeah,
in California, or
exactly.
wherever they live in, or
Exactly.
whatever it
It's just
was.
hearing
I
rich
know,
people
man.
moan like that, it just turns me off. Me personally, anyway. I
I
don't know.
know.
Maybe I'm just a bad person. I don't know.
No, mate, what are you talking about? There's going to be
I don't know.
people who are listening to the podcast, like millions of people listening to the podcast, who are going to be like, yeah, man, Deval, we feel you. We feel you, man. So listen, look, folks, and listen, one thing people might not realize is the royal family, man, they're so popular. People go crazy for the
Mm,
royal family.
mm,
Like, even in America, like North America and stuff, they want to know. And
yeah.
especially, like, you have like an actress who's kind of become part of the royal family. It does
Mm,
give this kind of like fairy tale type of a kind of feel to it. So
yeah.
we'll see what happens
They
with that
seem good
one.
together though. They do seem they got each other's backs. Like you can
Oh,
see
is
that
it? Yeah.
it comes across that they really got each other's backs. That's good to see. Yeah.
Mm, mm. He's losing his
But
hair,
yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah, that's a battle he's not going to win. He might as well just accept it, or he's I mean, sure, he can get hair transplants if he wants, but maybe that doesn't really matter to him.
Yeah.
But his older brother, he gave up on that battle ages ago. He
Years
just
ago,
wa-
right? Yeah,
he just wiped
exactly.
that clean and just
That's
said,
it,
"Yep,
mate.
this is me." He's in
This
it
is
old school.
me.
He's not even shaving it all. He's going old school.
Oh,
You know.
yeah. Yeah, so go check that out, folks. That's on
Gosh.
Netflix as well. And Netflix, they're bringing the documentaries out there. All right, let's do
Mm.
trailers. So the Pale Blue Eye. This is out on Netflix. Deval, tell us about this.
Yeah, so I'll quickly go through these 2 trailers. The Pale
Mm.
Blue Eye stars Christian Bale, and maybe that's why he's pale. I don't know.
Mm.
No, I'm joking,
Mm.
but yeah, the Pale Blue Eye is about it's an old school kind of film. It is a film, and it's he's basically, it looks like he's some sort of I don't know, investigator. There's
Mm,
something's happened at this place, and someone's committed suicide, but there's more to it than that. There's
mm.
some sort of uh, I don't know if it's devil worship or some sort of some sort of what's the word I'm looking for when people worship
A cult.
uh cult. That's it. You got all the words today, man.
Shit,
Some sort
man.
of
Yeah.
occultism going on, and he's
Yeah.
investigating to see what's going on, and it seems like a good film, man. It just
Yeah.
seems it's back in it's sort of set. I think it's in America, back in like the 1800s or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it just seems like a deep film, and he's got a reputation that he can stare at someone and get the truth. I think that's where the pale blue eye comes from.
Mm.
I think so. Yeah, it looks good. That's on
That's
Netflix in
interesting.
January. The next trailer we got here is Champions, and Champions stars Woody Harrelson. This looks like a good classic feel good film. Do you remember Coach Carter with
Yes.
Samuel L. Jackson?
Yes.
This is like a Coach Carter, but for the underdog. And yeah, in
Ah,
this film,
okay.
Champions, Woody Harrelson is an NBA coach who's doing his thing, coaching in the NBA. He does something wrong, he commits a crime, and he gets community service.
Mm.
And he now has to go and do this community service by coaching a team that is full of people with special needs and
Right.
disabilities and things like that. So obviously, it's bringing him a few pegs down from what he's been used to with these
Yeah.
NBA people. But he also, it's community service. He has to give to the community. He still needs to coach them the same way they
Yeah.
deserve to be coached, and not to be given any less treatment. So he struggles with that to begin with. But I think bit by bit he really warms to them, and
Yeah.
he realizes how actually they're giving him more than he's giving them.
Yeah. I like
It's a
those.
good
Yeah.
good comedy. I mean, so far it's a 2-minute trailer. Go catch it. But Champions, it does look like a good film. So yeah,
Mm.
go see that one.
Yeah, no, it sounds good, that one. And he's a great actor. You saw him recently in the Triangle Sadness. So he's popping up, man. Well, he's been
Yeah.
around for a really long time. All right, okay, let's do Anniversary Corner. And Deval has chosen a great movie for you this week. This is from 10 years ago. This is 2012. So this is Silver Linings Playbook. And I remember when this came out and I was like, hang on a sec, a Silver Linings Playbook? What the hell? You know,
Mm.
what kind of a title is this? And then, and then you look at kind of, the film director, David O. Russell. He's kind of, um, he's made a kind of career out of making these kind of really quirky kind of, or a different take on films that you might
Yeah.
think that you know about. I remember I really, really, really loved Three Kings, Devout. I'm not sure if
Okay.
you remember
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
With Ice
Was it Ice
T,
Cube?
with Ice
I,
Cube and
mm.
what's his name?
Mark Wahlberg, was it, or no? Am I getting
That was
mixed
it.
up?
Yeah,
Was it
Mark
Mark Wahlberg?
Wahlberg,
Okay.
Ice Cube, and
George Clooney.
George Clooney. So really great kind of like war movie. But again, he kind of picked a different kind of thing. Um, he's apparently he's quite a controversial director, Deval.
Is it?
Quite
Ah,
confrontational.
is it?
Him and George Clooney, they basically had a massive, almost like a punch up when they were
Is
making Three Kings.
it?
There is a YouTube footage of the director going absolutely ape shit during a scene for one of his movies called I Heart Huckabees. I don't know if you've ever seen
I've
this.
heard of it. Steve Carell or someone, is it? Maybe,
No,
maybe not. Maybe not.
it's
Okay.
It's Mark Wahlberg movie again,
Okay.
and he basically lets rip. So yeah, and then when I saw obviously Silver Linings Playbook, I was like, okay, he makes interesting movies. And again, it's like a love story, but it's kind of the character that what's his name? Who's the main
Bradley
guy in this?
Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper.
Mm.
He's kind of like he's got ADHD or he's got autism or something, and you
Bipolar.
know
He's got bipolar. Yeah.
so he's got bipolar, and then he kind of weaves that into the story, and in
Mm.
that he kind of weaves in this love story, and by the end of it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is actually like one of those feel good movies and everything. So really good. I think she won an Oscar for it. Jennifer Lawrence, and that was all great. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm not sure. Have you seen it? What did you make of it?
I haven't seen it, no, but I want to
Mm.
see it now after you've
Yeah, it's
mentioned it like
good,
that.
man. It's got
But
Robert De
yeah,
Niro in it.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's
But,
and Bradley Cooper. He plays kind of like he's really anxious. He's an anxious person. He's always on edge, and he can explode at any moment. And then
okay,
when he meets Jennifer Lawrence's character, she's the kind of balance that he needs in life. But
okay.
he's not interested in her. He's interested in someone else. But
Mm.
he needs her help. He needs Jennifer Lawrence. She helps him with something, but then by the end of the movie they kind of get together, but the way in which they get together is
Very
kind of
unorthodox. I think it's through dancing or something because she wants. I think Bradley Cooper uses her to try and get back at his ex-wife,
that's it.
and then they get she asks him to do some sort of dancing competition, and then that's how
That is
they
it.
get together.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
it's good, man. It's decent. It's worth a watch.
I'll give it a watch. But the reason why I chose it, yeah, 10 years ago, but also David O. Russell is also the director for Amsterdam.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
which is what we're going to talk about now. So Amsterdam is our main movie,
Mm.
and this one I'm not going to go into massive detail about this one. Amsterdam is on Disney Plus. It came out in the cinema not so long ago,
That's why
and
I was surprised.
yeah, me too. I literally saw it on Disney Plus, and I was like, "What? What's this doing here?"
This is
I thought,
like
okay,
because I
cool.
saw the trailer. I think we spoke about the trailer, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we spoke about it. Yeah, yeah. So this has got a 6.1 on IMDb. It stars Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, and also John David Washington, among others. Also Alessandro Nivolo, Andrea Rainsborough, Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Rock, Michael Shannon, Mike Myers, Taylor Swift shows up in this. Zoe Saldana, Rami Malek is in it. Timothy Oliphant, Robert De Niro. The list goes on.
Wow.
Everyone's in this that could be anyone.
Mm.
Uh, so, like I said, written and directed by David O. Russell. It's basically set in the 1930s. These three friends, Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, and John David Washington. So basically, Christian Bale is a doctor. Margot Robbie she's interesting. I don't even fully know what she does, but she's just an interesting character.
Mm. Mm.
And John David Washington is a lawyer, even though we don't really see him doing any lawyering, you
Lawyer
know?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's not lawyering up, is he?
lawyering, exactly.
Yeah.
So them three are odd characters. They kind of they're friends in this. John David Washington, Christian Bale are friends through war, and then they meet uh, Margot Robbie at the war because she starts out as a nurse at the war, and they get together. They promise to help each other, support each other, and then we jump forward a few years, and we see that John David Washington and Christian Bale's character are trying to. They've got this practice where they're trying to, help people that have been injured and stuff.
Mm.
And Taylor Swift comes and says her dad has been killed by someone. She reckons he's been killed unjustifiably. So they ask Christian Bale to do an autopsy on him, and Chris Rock said, this film was mad. I can't even
You know what I
explain it.
found mad? You know what I found mad?
But,
The way Taylor Swift, she
yeah,
just gets dealt with like
yeah,
with the car. I was
the
like,
car.
what? The
This
car. I
film,
was
this is a comedy drama. Anything happens in this, but it's very fast. The dialogue is quirky, and it's a long film. It's 2 hours 15. But yeah, so they're trying to find out who killed Taylor Swift's dad, and they're trying to investigate who did it. So they're all trying to, all work together, and they've got different contacts and stuff. While they're trying to investigate that, someone else dies, and then they realize that they're gonna die soon. They're gonna go on a run, so they're kind of hiding from people. Oh my gosh, De Niro's involved, and he's a big character in it. Zoe Saldana's another. She works she's an old mortician. Is that
Mortician.
what you
Yeah,
say?
yeah, yeah,
Autopsy people.
yeah.
Kristen Bell's ex-wife is from a rich family. They actually
Mm.
sent Kristen Bell to war so that hopefully he'll die. He wouldn't have to come back.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's
I just
mad.
thought
Like,
it's mad.
it's hard to explain what this film's about because even halfway through it, I was thinking,
What is it about?
what are we doing here right now? But you just got to go with it. The whole film is just mad.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah.
But it's a decent film. It's a long film, so make sure you've not got your phone in your hand.
Mm.
Concentrate. It's funny. It's
If not,
wacky.
you'll miss something.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. It's wacky. It is what it is. Great acting, by the way. They literally Christian Bell. All of them are very versatile.
It's
But
really good.
Christian Bell, because we could have easily done anniversary corner on Batman. Batman Begins.
Oh
We
yeah,
could we could
man.
have done even the pale blue eye. That one is very serious. This one he's wacky. He's got a glass eye and he
Yeah,
walks around with a hunch. He's mad. We
this
saw him as
guy's
Gore the God Butcher in Thor. He's mad. He's very versatile.
yeah. He does. He really kind of puts himself into these roles.
Yeah,
What did you make of? I'm always fascinated by this, but obviously Christian Bale, he's been doing American accents for a long time. Margot
yeah.
Robbie, I mean,
She's gangster. Yeah, yeah,
her accent
yeah,
game is wicked.
yeah. She's very good. Very, very good. Very, very
Mm.
good. Very
And
good.
obviously she when she's on like in a scene, she just lights up the
Mm,
whole scene, man.
yeah. The only one I would say that wasn't really well. Everyone else acted like I've seen him act before. Like John David
Mm.
Washington, I've only seen him in a couple of stuff, but he seemed to be kind of the same. Chris
Yeah,
Rock was Chris Rock, but
yeah.
Margot Robbie and Kristen Bell, they were very different.
Yeah, yeah, they're
Yeah,
mad. They're mad. Yeah, so go check that out. You can catch it
yeah.
on Disney Plus. And yeah, let us know what you think. Hit us up on Instagram, and if you've seen Amsterdam, even if you've been to Amsterdam, Deval, have you been to Amsterdam by the way?
Never, but I know Zakharov has because he's from Holland.
He's from
So
Holland.
yeah, so let
Um,
us know.
Yeah, great place actually, Amsterdam. All right, listen,
Yeah,
look, we've got time. We've got
yep.
time to fit in this hidden gem. So Deval is going to take it away for us. He's going to let us know about this hidden gem.
Mm,
It's from 2021, and it's called The Feast. I'm told.
yep, yep.
And what did you think?
Yes, this is the feast. This is just like I said, 2021. This is a really sort of short film, an hour and a half, including all the credits. And this film, like here at the Flixters, we don't just focus on Hollywood. We don't just focus on Bollywood.
No,
We focus on a variety
it's
of
true.
movies from all over the world. And today we go to Wales. We go to Wales, annex of England. You know,
Yes.
and
You know
you
what?
know, many,
I've only ever been to Wales
me,
once, man.
I think I've been twice actually, but yeah, many people don't realize Wales is a separate country. It's attached, but a
Mm,
separate country, and they've got their own language. They have
yes.
Welsh, which
Mm.
sounds very different to English. Very
Oh.
almost could sound Arabic to some people. It
Yeah, oh
sounds
yeah, of
very
course.
different to English. This film is in Welsh with English subtitles. This
Oh,
film is based at a very sort of well-to-do family who the dad was an MP and he used to be, he used to do his MPing in London and he moved the family back to Wales.
yeah.
And
MP, yeah.
they're having a big feast. They're having a big dinner with some really important people coming around to the house. So you got the dad, you got the mum, you got two sons. Sons are very different. They're in their 20s. One son is a bit of a dropout, drugs, drink, not really do much with his life. The other son seems like he's highly, what's the word I'm looking for? Highly active, and
Mm,
he operates on a high level of everything.
yeah.
He cycles a lot. He runs a lot, but he's very very like focused.
Mm,
Very slick. His environment is almost quite sterilized, like a lab.
you're right.
So sons are very different. So they're having this feast. The mum hires this young girl from the town to come over and help to serve and to host the guests. This young girl, she does. Do you know what? She doesn't speak for the first 22 minutes.
Mm.
It takes 22 minutes for her to open her mouth and speak. Until then, she's just very quiet and very like, or sometimes the mum will speak at her. She'll just look, and the mum will answer for her and carry on. It's weird, very weird, but it does work. It does work. But this is a horror film, by the way. This is no joke. But it's one of those sort of moody kind of horror films that are patient.
Mm.
You never know what's going to go on, but you can tell this girl. There's something about her. Something about this girl. She's around the house doing stuff, and you can just see she's
Creep.
not normal. Yeah, she's creepy, very creepy girl, and just even the way she turns up, she just walks to the house. Like, where's her car? Somehow she just gets there, and she doesn't even speak when she gets there. It's very weird.
Oh,
So she's helping to set things up, and I'm not going to spoil it. A few things happen that make you think she is wrong. Something, yeah, but no
yeah,
one else
she's
sees it.
causing everything.
Yeah, you don't. The thing is, yeah, exactly. She's the nucleus of the issues, but it slowly reveals itself. Slowly. She has certain relationships with each person. Certain relationships with each
Mm,
person, and bit by bit, she's influential. And then bit by bit, in the feast is very weird. Some weird things happen during the feast time, which I'm thinking is just it's mad and just
yeah,
crazy. This sort of hidden gem horror that just fits a hidden gem horror.
yeah.
Oh, man, it's nasty. Ugh, some
Is
things happen.
it?
Yeah, it's nasty.
So basically, what I'm getting is she's kind of devilishly. Is she kind of like the devil or something, or is she kind of
Mate,
like? Is this
let's
some
just
sort
say,
of
let's just
like?
say you won't be inviting her around to your house for dinner
Oh,
anytime soon, man.
oh
Anytime
God,
soon.
jeez.
Anytime
Um,
soon. Because you
and
don't
how
know
did you?
what or who she will serve.
Oh shit! It's one of them ones, right? I
One
got
of
you.
them ones.
So, how did you find, like, um, watching it in Welsh, like, watching it. I mean, we don't have issues. We don't have issues with watching
Yeah,
things with
it was different.
subtitles.
It was different, but it's just like watching it in any sort of French or ever Spanish language for me, and having subtitles. It's just, but having hearing Welsh all the way through, it was interesting. I've never heard it for that long in my life,
Mm,
ever. Never seen a
yeah,
Welsh film before, so it was
no,
interesting. But it was very good. It's an interesting film, quite good. I recommend hunting this film out. It's just called The Feast 2021,
yeah,
and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
yeah.
It's not
Sounds
always
great.
about Hollywood and the same old stuff.
I love
Search out
that.
some new stuff now and again, but this one, it's worth a watch. It
Yeah.
is worth a watch.
If you were kind of given a budget, imagine if you were given a
Mm,
budget, not like a huge big budget, but enough to get a kind of movie made, and they said,
mm.
"Oh, Deval, we want you to direct the film and everything." What would be your genre? Would you do a horror movie?
I would like to, yeah, I would like to. And the best horrors, no special effects,
No.
no, not lot blood. No, you don't need a lot of that, if any.
Mm.
Look at It Follows. I mean,
Oh man.
very low
Yeah.
budget. I can't. There's a yeah. I'm not spoiling it, but there's a couple of bits where there's blood, but
Yeah.
it's just a great film. Even
Yeah.
Smile. I guess
Oh
there were
man.
some special effects in that, but there's. I mean,
Simple.
it's just the premise. It's all about the premise, the
Yeah.
horror. You
So
know.
with this one,
Yeah.
it kind of being I'm assuming this is a kind of like a lower budget movie, right?
Very much so. Yeah. Very
And
much so.
it doesn't rely on the kind of CGI. This isn't. I'm assuming there's no CGIs and stuff like that in
I
this.
can't remember. There might have been that I didn't notice, but
Mm.
yeah, it's not really in your face. No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No, those are the types of movies that I like. The kind of
Yeah.
intimate slow burners
Yeah.
and really get under your skin. All right, okay, so that is The Feast, and go check it out. And remember, if you do watch any of these movies, it will be great if you could shout us out and let us know what you think, because
Mhm.
we can speak about it on the next episode. So listen, look, that is the end of this episode, but catch us again next week. Like we
Avatar next week.
Avatar, mate,
Mm.
this is it. It's
Way
going to
of
be
the
the kind of
Wilder.
movie.
Hmm.
I try and stay away from kind of reviews, and especially of
Mm.
kind of like big movies, and but I mean, people, I did manage to kind of, it's not going to cloud my judgment of the movie or anything like that, because I don't rely on them. But a lot of people are saying that this is amazing.
Is it okay?
Yeah. So,
Mm.
like, people are already saying this is amazing. So I
Mm.
don't know, man. I'm not expecting, like,
Mm.
no, I lie. Because it's a James Cameron movie. We're going to be expecting something
Yeah.
breathtaking. That's what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
expecting.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know,
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, so I'm
Mm.
going to be watching this on. I think I'm watching it on Wednesday.
Oh, you're getting it early. Okay.
Yeah, so Wednesday, and
Okay.
they already had the premiere in England, I think.
Did they?
Yeah, the premiere was just a couple of
Oh,
was like
okay.
about 2-3 days ago in London, I
Okay.
think it
Okay.
was.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, so what day are you watching it on the Friday or what, or
Saturday. Watching it on the
Saturday?
Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well,
Yeah,
we'll speak
looking
about that
forward
on
to it.
next week's episode. So listen, that's it, folks. That is the end of the episode. Check us out next week for our review of Avatar. And obviously we'll be weaving in other little bits and pieces in there as well. So that's it.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just pop in the Flixters podcast.